up, sports? Welcome to the show, Steel City Live. Truly appreciate you all for joining in. We are here kicking some ass.
We are here kicking some ass.
Sorry, my friends. I had the computer going. I always bring up the chat there, and sometimes I forget to shut the volume off. So apologies, my friends. What's up, DJ Za? What is up, my friends? Double tap that screen, hit that like button, smash it, man. Send us out into that YouTube algorithm. Honestly, guys, I don't know why you continue to see all these conversations over and over and over again of what the Steelers are going to do at quarterback. What's going to happen? There's one clear-cut target. There's one thing they should be doing, period. The landscape of the quarterback situation it's not changing anytime soon. Nothing's happening this year. 2025 isn't the year you're going to go out and make any type of splash move anyway. Justin Fields has to be the guy you're looking for or at, period. That's it, man. That's what you got to be doing if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's becoming so troublesome to just continue to see the conversation. Russ says that he prefers to be with the Steelers, dashing any hopes of going back with Pete Carroll. Who cares? Figure it out, Russ. Because Justin Fields is the younger, clearer option right now. He proved that he could get it done with a 4-2 start. Oh, excuse me. The guy had one interception. The guy was getting better each and every game. The quarterback landscape dictates that you're going with Justin Fields. It makes zero sense to go with anybody else. Point blank, period. And I don't understand why this continues to be some massive conversation, my friends. It looks like my screen froze a little bit. Let me try to bring up my chat again, see if I can get it to move here. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Let me go off the phone here for a second until... maybe I'll just go back into the show. I'll go back into the show and try it from there. But I wanted to get back to your comments here, guys, just so I could see them real quick. Because I couldn't see the comments. There we go. Now I can see them. All right. Good deal. DJ says, let's go. Steelers Zaw says, here we go. Hopefully we have a mod in here tonight. Sean might pop through. TD might pop through. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We had to let one mod go because it was just a little bit too much. So the other people should pop in and out here. My phone messed up too. Yeah, mine did too, Za. I don't know what happened. I wonder if Najee didn't play as hard because he didn't get his option picked up. It could have messed with him mentally. Not saying he was going to have a breakout year, but could have done better. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I doubt it. What I think, Za, would have been the effect of that if somebody doesn't pick up a fifth-year option is that it mentally makes you want to play harder, mentally makes you tougher, mentally wants you to really fight for everything because you know everything's on the line. I don't think it would have messed with him in a negative way, in my opinion. I don't know, though. I don't know how Najee is built mentally. That's something Najee only knows. So, I just don't see Najee Harris as that guy, that every down type guy. And I think you're looking for a more running back by committee rather than paying enormous, exuberant salaries inside of the running back room. I don't think it makes any type of sense. And that's why also I was talking today. What's up, Mick Alurgo 84? I'm good, man. Good to see you. That's why I was saying also you need to go for Justin Fields here because I think he's a $15 million a year guy. I think you get him for that price, and I think with the amount of cap space the Steelers are going to be able to have and are going to be able to manufacture with some of the moves they're going to be able to make and just have that enormous cap space, I think you can really, really, really make this an elite roster, guys. And I know a lot of people want to say everything in the world negative about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I get it, man. I get it. I have too. But I think, again, there is a opportunity in front of them to really, really, really light this on fire. And it's going to have to be navigated very carefully. The draft is very important, but free agency is monster this year. I think free agency is the biggest portion of this season for the Steelers. And I think really they have a golden opportunity to put this roster in place to make a real run at things in 2025. but I think they have a real chance to put things in place, systems in place, capital in place that is going to allow them to really make a splash in the 2026 draft in Pittsburgh. I really think that to be true. This is setting up perfectly. But here's the thing: there's the variable of the Mike Tomlin effect, and you just hope Omar Khan continues to be steady. But man, is it tough with Mike. It makes it really tough because, again, you're running a very simplistic system, and that always puts something really tough on top of this football team, no matter who's on this roster. And that's the sad part of it. Mike Tomlin's unwillingness to change really puts something difficult on this football team, again, no matter who is on your roster. Najee kind of crashed out in a post-game interview. You shared it, I think. I might have. You know what, Za? That's mentally weak if you do that. I understand frustrations, but you're a pro. I want Najee to just be that pro. Approach each and every day, working his ass off, coming into work, understanding who he is on the football field, not trying to be somebody different. And I think that's where Najee gets in trouble. He tries to be a back that he isn't. Instead of just being that guy that comes downhill and smacks the shit out of you, instead of being that guy that runs with a heavy foot, man, plowing people over, wearing down defensive fronts, he tries sometimes to be a Barry Sanders or a Le'Veon Bell, and it doesn't work for him, man, and it makes zero sense sometimes why he gets out of character. Downtown John Broadway, Myles Garrett is rumoring to want to trade. Yeah, he did ask the Cleveland Browns, I guess, in some cryptic way or some way. I don't know. I didn't research it much because I think Myles Garrett, I don't like his attitude. It's just a player that I don't really care for. I don't really like the way he approaches the fans. It's just, I don't know. He seems to be another one of those ego guys. And I'm not into that, and I understand who he plays for. Maybe that plays a role into it. The Cleveland Browns, year after year, you're not going to be doing anything. You're not going to be competing for anything. You're not going to be inside of the playoffs really trying to make any waves. You're not going to even sniff a Lombardi trophy there. And he understands that. And maybe that plays into some of that with Myles Garrett. I didn't like the situation where he lied and said Mason Rudolph called him a racial slur. I thought that was absolutely ridiculous and absolutely killed Mason Rudolph and really derailed his career, in my opinion. Just my opinion, and I don't think lies fit anywhere. I think you should just be truthful. And Mason Rudolph, when your teammates come out and stick up for you like that, I know in my heart that there's just no way that guy of good Christian moral values, good standing and his faith, and the way he approached each and every day, the way he approached the media, the way he talked and just spoke. There's no way that happened. And Myles Garrett, to save face for acting like a crazy lunatic, wanted to go ahead and use that race card, and that wasn't cool. And I didn't like it because, again, Mason Rudolph was loved by his teammates. They all respected him. Black, yellow, white, green, blue, whatever. It didn't matter. And that's where I think, got hung up with Myles Garrett. Again, there's no business for that in today's world, and I hate it. I hate it. Folky7, hi, I'm watching from Switzerland. Well, welcome from Switzerland, man. We had somebody from Russia the other day. We have many people from Mexico, Canada. We've had lots of people from Germany. So Switzerland's a new one. I don't think I've heard of anybody from Switzerland. So Switzerland. So thank you for joining us, man. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the show, Folky7, because we do this every day. So come join the conversation and support the channel. We truly appreciate it. Downtown, I agree. Keep Justin Fields. He has plausible talent to be coached properly. That's where you run into the problem. Can he get the coaching there in Pittsburgh? I don't know. I like the quarterback's coach. I like the wide receivers coach. I really do. So hopefully that's something that can happen. And again, I saw Mike Tomlin, and I saw this football team just continue to have these rumors surrounding them. just continue to like, oh, is it going to be Russ or is it going to be Justin? There is only one answer that makes any sense. And it's just stupid to continue to carry on the conversation, in my opinion. And that's why I wanted to do this show here on a Tuesday or a Monday. That's basically saying enough's enough with the conversation. The only real logical path is Justin Fields. Now, whether or not Justin Fields wants to come in, we'll see. But I think Justin Fields would. I think Justin Fields understands that this is still a premier franchise in the NFL, and that being involved in a premier franchise, and if you win, you become a god. You become an idol inside of that city, inside of Steelers history that is very rich, whether people want to admit that or not. It's still very rich, piped with tradition, and when you are able to create a winner inside of the city of Pittsburgh, you all of a sudden become immortalized in football history. That's it. That's the truth, my friends. And I think Justin Fields is a smart enough young man to realize those things. I think that he understands that if he comes back, the situation in Pittsburgh could propel him into bigger and better things. And definitely give him that chance to be a franchise guy, whether it be with the Steelers, but somewhere else maybe. I definitely think that to be the case. Entanglement Shiva, this quarterback draft class is subpar. Absolutely, and that's why you plan for 2026. That's why you go after Justin Fields. That's why you take Justin Fields as quarterback one, give him a 2-year deal. Make sure, if you need to, make sure you can get out of it in the second year. Make it fully guaranteed if you have to. Who gives a shit? Whatever it takes to get him in the building. But 2026 is where you got to make your move. And that's why I say now, if you got some valuable pieces that you might want to part with to get significant draft capital to make that monster move in 2026, now's the time to realign this roster. And I think, again, with the way the salary cap is, with the way the Steelers will have enough money to be able to be major players inside of the free agency market, I think that this is an opportunity sitting in front of them that they cannot afford to waste. And if they do, guys, it could be bad in Pittsburgh for a while, because these opportunities with this much cap space, this much in terms of what you have in place and what you could possibly bring in and the way you could combine those, these opportunities don't come very often in my eyes. All right, guys, you need to double tap that screen for me. I would truly appreciate it. Make sure you're sending us out into that YouTube algorithm, smashing the shit out of that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason, as always, here on the channel, Mike Drop Sports. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, man. This is the place to be for your daily conversation of football. It's right here. Also, this Super Bowl weekend, we are going to have an action-packed week. I'll make sure Sean can get on. And also this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be joined by Brian Hanley from Steelers Almighty. So Big B will come over and have a conversation with us here. And I'm going to have some topics here that we can dive into and get Brian's perspective, get my perspective, and have just a real fun conversation. And again, like I always say, guys, the more you work with people, the more fun the conversations begin. So this will be the second time that I get the privilege to join up with Brian. And I thank him for doing that. And every time it should just get better and better and better. So definitely should be something cool to see. Mark Malone. They're going to draft a few more Picketts before we find the guy. Let's get that shit over with and swing for the fences. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that, Mark. Don't do that if you're the Steelers. Again, don't even waste the time. If there's a third-round guy, a fourth-round guy that you could get this year, go ahead, man. You never know. Roll the dice. Make him your number 2. Make Kyle Allen your number 3. Do what you got to do there. That's fine. But that should be the situation in the quarterback room this season. Then you roll into 2026. That's where you got to be prepared now, man. Getting in, you got to accumulate right now as much draft capital as you can possibly accumulate. And it doesn't have to be for this year, my friends. You want it to be for 2026. Stockpile that shit. Because why? There are going to be some quarterbacks there that you could really, really dump all that capital into and get your guy. Get your guy of the future, man. And I think that that's something that you need to be looking at. Too Evil, Too Hope. Tomlin is so close to getting this Super Bowl team built. He only needs 5 more years. Yeah, no doubt, Too Evil. He only needs 26 more years to build this roster up. What's up, man? Good to see you. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. What's up? Mark Malone, always talking to Too Evil. Let's keep going. Hold on, guys. We got a lot going on in the chat. I'm going to try to get to everybody. Disco Dave, John Jones, or Alex Pereira. John Jones, baby. Shema. Downtown John Broadway question, Mark Malone, at the current draft market, who would we really have a chance with, especially when our current coaching staff hasn't developed any quarterback since Ben left? You're not getting no one this year downtown. There's no quarterback that's going to be available for the Steelers. They don't have the draft capital to do it. Two, there's nobody that I would just be willing to make any type of move like that for. And anybody that has any real value is going to be gone early. And again, there's nobody that I would be willing to risk or jeopardize the future of my franchise's draft stake capital to go up there and get this year. There's just nobody. It makes zero sense. So I think, again, Justin Fields is that guy this year. Give him for 2 years. Bring a rookie in 2026, and you pour everything you got into that in 2026. You make that move, and you don't look back. You got to be right now scouting and evaluating each and every guy that has the possibility of being available in 2026, so you can bet your ass that you've done every bit of research that you can possibly do and really, really, really make a choice, man. And really, really make a conscious effort to make this one the best choice you've made in a very long time. Maybe even perhaps since Ben Roethlisberger or Terry Bradshaw. DJ, I've been saying trust in Justin. Hey, man, trust in him. Just a bunch of lies from Elijah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Crunch Daniel, stop talking about sports ball and stack 10 bands. That don't even make any sense. If your intelligence level is that of which you put stop talking about sports ball and stack 10 bands, I don't even know what you're saying, man. Speak English. That's not English, my friend. Now he's talking garbage about sports ball, and he's on sauce again talking garbage, clearly drunk. I love these comments, dude. Do you imagine having this kind of time on your hands that you just scroll through and you can do this? Do you imagine having that kind of time? I would love to have that kind of time. I can barely find time to breathe, let alone freaking do that kind of shit. All right, guys, double tap that screen. Hit that like button for us here on Steel City Live. I appreciate it. Let's jump out into that YouTube algorithm. We're always chasing 100 likes. Again, this is going to be an action-packed week here on the channel, and I hope you guys can join us each and every single day. We are going to just pump this content out and get things rolling here ahead of Super Bowl Sunday. Someone was saying he's projected to sign 1 year, $6.125 million. Are you talking about Justin? I would love, man. I would love it. I would love it, man. Love it. Ravens 76, B Moore, salute. I'm a Ravens fan, but I like your channel. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, Ravens. Too Evil, Too Hope. Once they bring back Kenny Pickett, this team will be ready for a run. Yeah, no doubt, man. Kitten Mittens, get that small hand guy in here and get him going, Evil. Alex B, Peace, Steeler Nation. Thomas Breeze with Fields. We're putting up 13 and 15-point offensive games. Fields gave sub 200 yards game. Sub 200-yard games. We're putting up 13 and with Fields, we are putting up 13 and 15-point offense. Fields gave sub. Yeah, but I will say this, Thomas, and I understand what you were saying. He did do that at times, but he was improving, and you could see the improvement. It may not have been giant leaps, but it was definite steady improvement. You know what I mean? In my eyes, anyway. I'm not sure if everybody's seeing it that way because you don't have to see it the exact same way I see it. But in my eyes, the way I was seeing it was definitely just steady improvement. And I thought that he was still winning ball games, wasn't turning the ball over a ton, and the locker room loved him. And I thought that right now, with the way this landscape of the quarterback market is, it's the only move that makes sense. You could stay with Russ and be in the same boat you're in this year, or you could go with Justin, be in the same boat possibly you were in this year, but still have that outsider's puncher's chance of him, breaking out and being really good and being able to use his legs and being really effective in that category. Robert Road in the house. I'm not confident that Fields is the guy, but he is at the moment the best option. Team-friendly deal for Fields and give him the chance. Draft a quarterback somewhere between rounds 2 and 4 this year. Yeah, I mean, that would be a move I wouldn't be pissed about. No doubt about it, man. If they go out there and they get, like, that Ohio State quarterback, I'd be cool with him in the 3rd round or something. Cool with it. Roll the dice on some things here. But again, 2026 is where you got to have your eyes set on the prize. And I know Steelers fans, we're all impatient. I am too. But I think it's going to take 2-3 years here to be really put back into that category of being in the AFC Championship game, being actually really, really effective. I think that definitely it's going to probably take 2, at the very least 3. We'll see here. Thomas Breeze. The only problem under Russ is that Smith didn't pivot once the teams had film on us. Yeah, and that was the problem I had, Thomas. There was no adjustments from the coaching staff, and that has to be laid at their feet. And for people to sit there and say that it's all blamed on personnel and execution, like Mike Tomlin likes to say, I think it's out of line. I definitely think the coaching staff really gave them nothing to truly work with, really gave them nothing to really put in their toolbox week in, week out in terms of adjustments. They just didn't do that, and it was bothersome. D1 Bucky, NFL. No, dude. Quit asking me to do edits, guys. I don't do that. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, do an edit. Like, pick your own, bro. I don't got time to make your content for you, brother. I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but man, that gets on my nerves. I get asked that all the time. Lindsay C. in the house. I think Tomlin loves Russ, so he will probably be back. I do think that he really enjoyed Russell Wilson, but is it the right move? And is Tomlin stupid enough to continue down with a broken system? Well, yes, the answer is yes to that. So that might possibly happen. And I know Russ's situation too. He's got a family. He's got a wife. He doesn't want to move every single year. He doesn't want to have to uproot his family all the time. I get that. He probably does want to stay in Pittsburgh. He probably doesn't want to go anywhere else. But this is a business, and what makes business sense for the Pittsburgh Steelers is not paying Russell Wilson $35-40 million per season. That doesn't make business sense to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why would you go out there and spend that type of financial or give that type of financial cut to Russell Wilson? Put yourself back in a little bit of an odd situation in terms of cap space because you're not going to have a shit ton then. Why? When you could really bring Justin Fields in under $20 million, make sure that you are putting a roster around him that is absolutely freaking stellar, and make a run at it, man, and know that you have a real chance to get a franchise quarterback in 2026. Anyway, Fields could be the future from Rig Steel 1021. Absolutely, he could be. He could go out there. You bring him in this year, he could go out and take a giant leap in 2025. He really could. He may have learned a lot of shit on his time on the bench because he hasn't got that time a lot in the NFL riding the pine. So maybe he really learned a lot because, again, I felt like he was improving. So maybe he does come out there and just light the world on fire and become the Justin Fields that many thought that he would be. I never thought that he would be a superstar talent. I never thought that. But I thought that he could be a winner in this league. I didn't know. I never thought he would be like a Patrick Mahomes type player. But I still think there's an opportunity for him to be a winner and be the future of a franchise, whether it's in Pittsburgh or somewhere else. I definitely think he could be. Alexis B, fix the offensive line, then talk about quarterback. I don't think the offensive line's in as bad a shape as many want to talk about, man. I don't, Alexis. I think that fans got the product. They saw it on the field this year. Yeah, it wasn't good. But this offensive line is surrounded with some young talent. And guys, you have to really know offensive line players and how they operate and how they develop and how much time it usually typically takes. Usually, offensive linemen aren't stars the day they step onto an NFL football field. They're just not. It usually takes 2-3 years for those players to develop. Now, the Steelers again find themselves in an opportunity. You're going to have Troy Fautanu back after injury. He's a real dog. You got Zach Frazier, who is a phenom at the center position and is going to be a foundational rock for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the foreseeable future. You have a guy like Mason McCormick that was thrust into action that wasn't ready to play, but got such valuable reps this season that's going to pay big dividends and really expedite his growth and really project him out there to be a long-term starter in this league. Then you got Broderick Jones, who I know had a bad year. But I really have high hopes still for Broderick, and I believe once he's moved back to his more natural playing style, he's on the left side, hopefully his technique starts to take giant strides, which is where he lacked this year. He tried to win on brute strength. He did that his rookie season. He tried to do it with a bum wing for a while in this season, in his second year. It didn't work out that well, but I think Broderick Jones is going to rebound in 2025, and I think he's going to have a better year because I think the technique starts to kick in. I think the veteran in his brain starts to kick in, being his third year, seeing a lot of snaps, being out there game after game. Zach Frazier starting almost every single game of the year. Just being out there playing is going to be so valuable to this young group, guys. And you are going to see a star-studded group for a good 4 or 5 years here with the Pittsburgh Steelers and that offensive line. I'm just telling you now, you cannot believe me if you don't want to. That's fine. But I'm telling you the truth. Look out. This offensive line is going to be really, really good and one of the league's best. I think they have a problem at the left guard position because I think Isaac Seumalo is going to be out. Maybe you get another year out of him, maybe you don't, but I look for the Steelers to try to figure that out. Maybe they're able to draft somebody there. Maybe they're able to keep somebody that's, in free agency or something like that. I don't know. But I believe that's probably going to end up being the weakest link eventually until they figure out what they're going to do. But definitely I think it's going to be something that's special. And I believe that that's figured out before the 2026 draft where I think you could get a franchise guy. And bingo, if Justin hits, you already got that. There you go. It's a win-win. What if you draft somebody here in the third round, one of these mid-tier quarterbacks? Justin gets hurt. They get an opportunity. They come in. They light the world on fire. Bingo. All of a sudden, things are expedited. Now you're in a way better situation than many thought. Things can take a big turn, guys, inside of the NFL. Things don't just go status quo all the time. This is a week-to-week league, man. Things change and change quickly. We'll shortly draft a high-round bust in 2026. We're talking Devin Bush level bust. I hope not, Mark. Oh, man, I hope not. And I don't think Omar's drafted really any busts yet. I don't think we could pin any bust on Omar just yet. Now you're going into his third draft, so you're getting to that area to where you can start classifying people as that. But fingers crossed he continues down the path he's going. No Diddy, this dude looks like he definitely gets his cheeks clapped. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, No Diddy. That's so nice of you. Ghosts, haha, you guys didn't even make it to the playoffs. What are you talking about? Do you watch football, bro? Ghosts, do you watch football? I don't think that would be bad either, Mark. I mean, if it's there, swing at it, man. Take a cut. I don't mind it. Peace, Curry. Black and Gold reads something about there's people in the Steelers building that they would feel comfortable with having Fields coming back next season and would love it even more if the price was right. Well, yeah, of course, no doubt. I think Arthur Smith wanted Justin Fields in there this year. I think Mike Tomlin made that executive decision. He came out really cocky when Russ was winning some games against maybe some inferior opponents. I'm not going to discount what Russ did. Russ did really well when he came in and then really flopped down the stretch. I don't think it was all on Russ, though. I think Russ was probably 3, 4, 5 down the list of problems, actually, after I've had a chance to look at it. But still, the Steelers did not adjust, and we talked about that early inside of the chat. They never made any type of adjustments. They never tried to do anything different, and that hinders anybody that you have in there. I just want the Steelers to start looking forward to the future and not trying to band-aid this quarterback position in a way that they have. I think that you got to just continue, like we've talked about, swing for the fences, man. Take a chance on some people. Do something different than what you're doing, because what you're doing isn't working. And I definitely think Justin Fields provides that and gives them that opportunity to continue to work toward that draft in 26. Hold on, guys. I got to do something here. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, guys. I had to delete somebody that was being stupid. All right, guys. Make sure you're double tapping that screen. I need you to hit the shit out of that like button. We're always chasing 100 likes here on the live stream. So make sure you double tap that screen. It's absolutely free to do it if you're not subscribed. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Join us here on the channel each and every day. That lasts through the off season. Also, a couple announcements. Once we hit that 10,000 subscriber mark, if you're a part of the Mic Drop Mafia, you will have a chance to win that signed TJ Watt authentic Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. Also, Wednesday, Brian Hanley from Steelers Almighty will be joining me 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Steel City Live. So make sure you mark your calendars and join us for that. Also, Sunday or Saturday, I hope to have Sean on, and it's Super Bowl weekend, so we'll be able to light it up for Super Bowl weekend, Sean and I, and have a good time and dive in on some football and just talk, man. Have a good time. Ryan Stevenson, you all guys already talking tank, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, Coach QB. Ryan, nobody's talking tank. We don't have that type of attitude here in the city of Pittsburgh. I know many other places do. They're just like, oh, lose, tank, tank. That's losers mentality, man. We don't have that as a fan base here. We're just not like that. We're winners, man. Nobody here screams tank. Nobody here screams just flop, man. Just flop. Give it up. No. Nobody does that. That's a sheer losers mentality. I wish the quarterback would change. I wish Fields would be that guy this year, and I hope they draft somebody in 2026. That's how I hope it goes. I wish Mike Tomlin would move on or be fired. Yes, I do. But right now, you're kind of in the situation you're in. Marlo Baines, I'm a Cowboys fan. Damn, no, did he get a real job? Get a real job? I do have a real job. I do have a real life, and I do this on the side, and I make money at this too, Ghost. So, yeah, don't hate the player, man. Just hate the game, I guess. Man, I wish we had a moderator here. Hold on, guys. I'm a Cowboys fan. Well, welcome, Cowboys fan. We did that. Ghost type an intelligent comment. Yeah, most people can't. This is their life. They want to come on and they scroll through live feeds in their mom's basement yelling, Mom, meatloaf, meatloaf now. Yeah, while they scroll and they type stupid comments, they're like 400 pounds laying in their mom's basement, pissing in Mountain Dew bottles, that type of folk, Good evening, Miss P in the house. Welcome, Miss Pittsburgh. And we got a flag on Ghost. Ghost gets a 15-yarder. And Diddy gets a 15-yarder. Both make idiot comments for the night, so they both receive flags here of the 15-yard variety. Again, guys, I need you to double tap that screen. We're always chasing 100 likes here on the live stream. Send us out to that YouTube algorithm, as we always like to do. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I truly appreciate that. Here we go from Miss Pittsburgh. Wave those terrible towels. My chats didn't go through on my main, so here I am. What's up, Froggy2? Who's Froggy2? Froggy2. Is that Froggy Insider? Mark Malone will have to get rid of Tomlin first for sure. Too Evil to Hope. What do you think about the rumored 4-year extension for Tomlin? He hasn't got much support from fans. Yeah, I mean, I just hope they extend him for, a lifetime deal. I want him to have a lifetime deal. Sports and bourbon. You guys do have an interesting dilemma at quarterback. Fields is most likely candidate, but I can see Tomlin wanting to make a run with Aaron Rodgers. They're built to win now, and Rodgers gives them that. They're not built to win now. They have a lot of holes. They have a lot of interesting holes. They have a lot of interesting players that could be maybe dangled out there as trade value to prepare for 2026. Aaron Rodgers makes no sense to come to the city of Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers needs to just stay where he's at or go wherever. I think it would be a grave mistake to bring him here. I think it's a bad move. And if you want to go and lose a bunch of games and have real tension inside of the locker room, then so be it. Bring Aaron Rodgers in. He ain't that guy, man. I just think that the Pittsburgh Steelers bringing a guy like that in makes zero sense. It just doesn't give you anything in terms of what you're trying to build in this town. And we don't make moves like that usually. It's a look how rare it was to bring Russell Wilson in. Just a guy like that, to bring him in, it was so rare. I didn't know you could do some other things over here. Retouch. Sorry, guys. I was just... I was playing with something. I didn't know I had these options over here. Oh. That's pretty cool, man. Sorry, guys. I didn't know I had those options, man. I was looking over there. I didn't never know. I've live streamed for like 2 years, man. And didn't even know I had those options over there. I've never paid. Well, not live streamed for 2 years. Like a year and a half. Wave that towel, man. Appreciate it, Miss Pittsburgh. Big Tom Ford in the house. What's up, Tom Ford? Douglas Ball. Hey, Jay, checking in. Hope you and your family are well. Thank you, Douglas Ball. Good to see you, my friend. Black and gold. And the backup would be the same mold as the Steelers. Something about Arthur Smith was having difficulty drawing up game plans for each quarterback. So that could be Fields, Skyler, and Kyle. Yeah, Skylar Thompson was brought in here. Don't look for him to do anything, guys. Please don't get excited about Skylar. I just don't. I don't want to get hopes up for somebody like that. That's a move that it just was a move. He's the only quarterback on this roster under contract, though, I believe. Yes, listen to Miss Pittsburgh. Hit the shit out of that like button. It makes perfect sense for the Steelers to sign Russell Wilson to a 4-year, fully guaranteed deal for $220 million. That's from Too Evil to Hope. Absolutely. I look for about a $500 million deal for Russell Wilson. Lifetime contract. Whenever he wants to retire, make it fully guaranteed and just pay him the money. Mark Malone, bro, Busterous is not looking promising. Coach Sean Kent, I will always respect the Steelers. Well, thank you, Coach Sean Kent. Agree. I think we're pretty good at O-line. Just need some time to get to gel and get acclimated to the system in the NFL. My only concerns are the 2 to 3 seasons from now, if Arthur will still be here or not. Probably not. To be real about it, probably not. I don't think it matters, man. I think, honestly, the NFL, these are pros. And if you can't adapt to a new coordinator, you can't adapt quickly. If you can't adapt over a summer of learning your plays and understanding your offensive scheme, what are you doing at the pro level? I just really find that crazy. Coach Sean Kent says, I'm a Titan fan, but I have a lot of love for the Steelers. I saw a game this year. Love the stadium. Love the vibe of the city. Very clean city as well. Peace and love from Toronto. Well, thank you, man. It definitely is cool down there, man. They've done a lot of work down there. So hopefully it just continues to get better. The draft will be there in 2026. I hope to see a monster turnout for that, allowing the city to really prosper from that. Definitely, I know I'm going to be there, and we're hoping to bring Sean there, and we can do some live content from the draft in 2026, man. I'm looking forward to that. Letting Moore go is a big plus. He was a 4-year starter. That didn't get better. Yeah, Dan Moore's just a guy that was not going to ever get there. He had a lot of time, a lot of reps, a lot of games under his belt. And to really fall off the edge like never before, probably one of the most monumental collapses by a left tackle to finish a season and of all time. I mean, it was monumental the way he slid. Put Broderick in Dan Moore's spot. Faatanu looking promising. We also have a lot of fresh talent. We just need to gel. That is true, Alexis. Raw Dog Randy, not even the best team in the state. LOL. Okay. You got to build, man. You got to work. You're not always going to be the best every year, man. Here's the thing. I give a lot of props to the team across the state. Like I was talking about them just the other day. And then you have people that come in and just they don't. Never mind. I ain't even getting into it. Defense needs some help from Chris Blazer. Yeah, the defense needs some scheme help, man. And this is Mike Tomlin's defense, guys. Don't get it twisted. Don't believe anything else. This is Mike Tomlin's defense, point blank, period. It is none other than Mike Tomlin's defense. It's not Terrell Austin's defense, man. We were on the show the other night. You heard Nick Faribault from Penn Live talking about what does Terrell Austin come from? A blitz heavy type scheme. You didn't see that. You're not seeing that in Pittsburgh. Do you think this guy's just going to abandon everything he knows for the sake of coming to the Steelers? No. He would be doing things that he wants to do, and he doesn't do that. He's following a Mike Tomlin 4-3 philosophy from Tampa Bay that doesn't work in that 3-4 scheme. It just doesn't work. We lost our teeth. All bark, no bite. That's from Alexis. Damn. Sorry, guys. There we go. Wave that towel for Miss Pittsburgh. TD in the house. What's up, TD? Good to see you, my friend. There is a moderator in the chat. Thank you, TD. Wayne Bainbridge. Shit the Pirates tank all the time. Yeah, they're losers. They have a loser's mentality at the ownership level. They have greed that affects that franchise. They just want to collect capital and money, bring that shit in and fatten their pockets, and they don't give a shit about you. What the Pirates rely on is this. They rely on everybody thinking that PNC Park is an amazing ballpark, which it is, and that it's just a cool night out to go out there, spend $100 in ballpark food, and hang out, man, and just chill and know that their team sucks, but yet still generate revenue that way, and that's what they're all about. They could care less about anything that you care about as a fan in terms of winning. They could give two shits. Wayne Bainbridge shit, we did that. Earl. Let's go Steelers. Sean Kent. I think Shedeur Sanders would look good in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. I do too. I love Shedeur. I think Shedeur could be really, really well. What I worry about with Shedeur is that he's been paired with his dad for a long time. And I wish he would have had a little bit of an outside coaching, I guess, for lack of better words, just outside influence, something that would give him a little bit of a different view, just so he was a little bit more well-rounded and not just Dion, right down his face. Father and sons can butt heads, man. I think Coach Prime's amazing. He's one generational talent at his position in the NFL. Definitely a solid coach. Definitely a good mentor of men. But definitely, I'd just like to see a little bit of an outside influence, just to create a little bit more of a well-rounded player, in my opinion. Tyreek to the Ravens from Gucci Goo. Curry with the laugh. Sigma boy. Panthers better. Steelers shit. There we go. Another intelligent comment. Panthers better. Steelers shit. Are we raising a society, the next generations that are coming up now, are they really this stupid and dumb? I'm just puzzled, man. I'm just puzzled. Lindsay C says, okay, Sigma, Gucci, Danger, Russ, Adam O'Neill, when are we going to actually talk about Tomlin going on his way? I've talked about it ad nauseum, Adam, ad nauseum. The people here that are here on this channel every day are probably sick of hearing me say it. Mike Tomlin is a fucking cancer. Mike Tomlin needs out of the city of Pittsburgh. I say it all the time. I stand behind that. Russel Wilson. Tom Ford says Aaron Rodgers needs to retire. Yeah, man, he needs to just go trip nuts somewhere, hang out, do his thing. He got money. He got a bad fucking attitude, dude. I don't like him. Guy don't even talk to his family, dude. Like, he's a fucking dirtball. Another receiver, Pickens went done, and our offense turned to trash. Earl went down and turned to trash. Pickens doesn't even give 100% on every play, so it is what it is, man. Again, no adjustments by the coaching staff. I don't know what people are expecting. That's the thing. I don't know what the fan base is expecting when you know you've watched this team for years? They've never made any adjustments here, especially in the last decade. They've made no adjustments. None. Zero, my friends. It has been the same brand of football over and over and over again for about a decade. And that's not going to change, guys. Mike Tomlin's not going to change that. I don't know what the fan base is expecting. All right, my friends, I need you to double tap the shit out of the screen. It's absolutely free to hit the like button. Send us out to that YouTube algorithm. I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, share the show. All those things really help. We truly, truly appreciate that. Also, Wednesday, I'll be joined by Brian Hanley from Steelers Almighty. And on the weekend, Sean should be able to join me, and we should have a good Super Bowl weekend chat with Sean and I and just have some real fun. So make sure you guys are locked in here at Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live each and every single day. You don't want to miss a minute this week. It's going to be fun. Robert Rhodes, Shedeur Sanders would be a dream draft pick. He is one quarterback in this draft class that I would make a major move to obtain. I would make a move. I don't know if it would be like really, really risking it all for him, but I definitely like him, Robert. I definitely do. Chris Blazer, Steelers need to get back to stopping the run and running the freaking football. They run the fuck out of the football, bud. Not to be rude, but they do already. They don't do it effectively. Maybe that's what you were saying. And they definitely don't stop the run. So you're right about that. They definitely need a nose tackle. They definitely need help there. They definitely got to be better. For sure. What's up, downtown? Hey, Jason, maybe you could call your flag the Jagoff flag and say, don't be a Jagoff. Hey, I like that. That's a good one, downtown. I might do that. The Jagoff flag. If you're a Jagoff, you get the flag filled with BBs. It even makes a hard-ass sound, so you can probably hear it hit. Downtown, hey, Jason, we did that. Itchy Frank, keep Fields or draft somebody. Yeah, man, I think it's the only way to go. Keep Fields. There should be Baltimore. There should be a Baltimore NFL draft. You got to bid on it. You know, you got to put it together. And if the city doesn't bid on it and put a package together, you can't be awarded the draft. You got to bid. You got to put packages together. You got to put plans together. You got to be, take the initiative to do it. And if Baltimore hasn't, then they're not going to get it. Oh, shit. There we are. So the entire Steelers fan base is racist against Tomlin. We ain't going there, too evil. If not, we're cooked. Schittsburg Squealers. Our future is terrible offensive-wise. James Hernandez, go Bengals. Hooday, hooday. Bengals Nation 2025. Steelers are bad. Hooday, hooday sounds stupid. Please stop saying hooday. You look dumb. Stop saying it. You sound really, really ridiculous. It's the worst thing in all of sports. Whoever created it should be ashamed. It's dumb. You have your fan base looking so stupid. And you even have players in the locker room doing it. Hooday, hooday, hooday. Sleeping lady in the house. What's up, sleeping lady? At this point, I don't care who stays, who goes. At quarterback, I've lost so much confidence in Tomlin over the last several years. I generally don't see him winning another Super Bowl, waiting for a new Big Ben to carry us. I don't see him winning one either, man. I don't. I think he's got to go. Black and gold. I remember watching the Steelers back when they had Barry Foster, Bam Morris, and even up to Bettis. We always ran the ball well when we had a fullback. Will Smith ever bring that back, especially in the red zone? Yeah, they do at times. You'll see a fullback in there. You don't have that traditional sense of a fullback. I don't know why they don't bring in one of them monster defensive tackle guys or an extra offensive lineman and put him at the fullback spot, especially when you have Najee Harris. I don't know why that wasn't something that they could have did. It could have been a wrinkle inside of their offense that other teams would have had trouble defending, to be quite honest with you, like Mike Tomlin said. But definitely, I remember the days of Barry Foster, Bam Morris, all those guys, Eric Green, all those guys catching passes across the middle, big tight ends, nice running backs. Bam Morris was a beast in my opinion. I thought Barry was awesome, dude. But yeah, definitely, I don't know if you'll ever see the traditional sense of a fullback. You have that in Baltimore right now, and that's because they have a running back at the quarterback position. So it works for them, I think, especially with Derrick Henry. So you saw that. Which makes sense. I'm not saying they're wrong, but you see that right now just because of the personnel they have there. So yeah, I'm not opposed to it, but they definitely need to put some wrinkles like that back into their offense, especially when you're running all that heavy personnel shit. Why you're not doing that, I don't know. Who they didn't make the playoffs? Yeah, who they didn't make them playoffs. And you got fucking Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and you didn't make the playoffs. How crazy is that shit? Robert Road, Edelman pointed out that the Steelers' defense hasn't changed schemes in the last decade plus. Extremely predictable. Guys, I think it's an overlooked thing. Absolutely. Robert's right, and Edelman did point that out. I truly believe it is Tomlin coming from his 4-3 philosophy into this 3-4 Steelers defense that's been here for forever and a day, and just definitely bumblefucks it up. I just think that the philosophies are skewed, and I think Tomlin's had some good defenses, but definitely could have been a lot better. I feel like you're wasting the career of a generational talent in T.J. Watt. I'd rather have Genty. I don't want Genty. I know people want him. I don't, because I saw what he did against real talent. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I don't know. Maybe I was thinking of something else. Craig Warlow, I heard Tomlin was heavy on defensive line at the Senior Bowl. Think they will go D-line first or wide receiver? You definitely don't need to go D-line in this draft first round. It makes no sense. It's a very deep draft. The Steelers need to build weapons, man. And if you're bringing Justin Fields back, you got to put an arsenal around him, and you got to go skill players. You got to go wide receiver. You got to make a conscious effort to get yourself a top shelf guy at that position. You got to get yourself a skill player that fucking matters, man. D-line, though, Craig, I think will be addressed for sure. I just don't think you have to go there in the first round. I think you could go there in round 2. Round 3, maybe. I think they could get it done, and I think in free agency, maybe. I think you can find the nose tackle that you need. Definitely. I think more what they're looking for, Craig, is like a Cam Hayward type player, defensive tackle, and I think they will bring in, though, a defensive nose tackle that really, really matters. Mon Adams is a beast. I think he can develop into something really, really good this year in 2025. He just got to stay healthy. But definitely he's a guy that can play there. I think Keanu Benton is going to be a real star in this league too. I think they part ways maybe with Larry O. I don't know how that'll work salary cap wise. We'll have to see how that all transpires. But definitely, I think defensive line will be addressed for sure. I think you're right. And I think wide receiver definitely will be. I think will be one of the top priorities. Morgan says, same thing going to happen next year if the Steelers don't change anything. Oh, well, absolutely. No doubt. I like Trey Lance in Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. Yeah. I actually wanted to see the Steelers bring back Tim Couch, former Cleveland Brown guy. I figure like he would really fit into this system in 2025. Too evil. People probably think we're serious, too evil. I don't think everybody realizes that we're joking. All right, guys, I need you to double tap the shit out of that screen. Beat that like button up like you fucking own it here on Steel City Live. We truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to Mike Drop Sports, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Join the conversation each and every single day right here on the channel. We appreciate it. Zah says, cooked. Alexis B, TJ, and Alex need to move around. Yeah, the scheme got to be better, guys, for sure. No doubt about it. Downtown, I agree, black, and he's talking black and gold. Could we be in the mix for Myles Garrett, or does he have a better chance being signed by the Commanders? I wouldn't put anything out of the realm of possibility because the Steelers do need some defensive front help here and there. Maybe that is something they do. I don't know. It adds depth in a major, major fucking way. I'm not saying Myles Garrett's a bad player. I just think I don't like his attitude. But definitely I think he would help. I don't know if he has somebody's going to offer him a bag, bro. And that's not going to be the Steelers. They're not going to come out there and offer him a monster amount of money. It's just not going to happen. Doing work, Tomlin is awesome. Tomlin sucks. Mike secretly wants Tomlin to stay. Joseph says they win in spite of Tomlin never because of Tomlin. Yeah, they win in spite of Tomlin, never because of Tomlin. Truthful. Coach Sean Kent, that is the only negative thing I can say about Pittsburgh. You hang on to coaches for way too long. They've hung on to this one for way too long. Mike's not good. In my eyes, he's not good. Now, others may say he is. You hear the national media force feed it down your throat that he's awesome. But he's not. Any chance we can get back to Cowher back into stuff? No, Chris. I don't believe Cowher's ever going to coach again. And you don't want to go backwards. I'm not saying bring back Bill Cowher or that would be the right move. I think you go forward. I think when you start to rewind and bring people back of yesteryear, I think you're taking steps back. I think you should always be moving forward, whether it hurts you or not, whether you'd want to bring back somebody that you really highly coveted or not. I always feel like you need to be marching forward, not marching backwards. Thank you, Miss P. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Miss P. Make sure you're waving that terrible towel for Miss Pittsburgh and smashing that like button for us, guys. I truly appreciate that. There is no stunts, no adjustments on defense. They play 10 yards. Receivers no swarming the ball. The ball carrier receivers are at 7-11, always open. Again, the scheme sucks, Alexis. Until that's fixed. And again, that's Mike Tomlin's. Until that's fixed, there's nothing that'll change. I do not want Myles Garrett, period. I wouldn't be a fan either downtown. Not me. Sanders won't equate to superstar in the league from Joseph. Za, two people, two hope. No one is racist. You're hungry. He's just joking, Za. He wasn't being serious, man. He was just joking around. He wasn't being serious. He's always joking, man. He never puts a serious comment in there, ever. Too evil, that's just who he is, man. We've been doing this for a while, back and forth. So he's all good, Za. He's just joking around. I doubt very much that the Steelers would ever trade for Myles Garrett. Yeah, I doubt it too. Brendan Fiocco was supposed to be that run stopper for us, but he never panned out, whether to injury or conditioning. But Mark Robinson has been a run stopper as a backer, but he only plays on special teams. Well, you can't afford to have Mark Rob out there in every situation because he's not a every down situational type guy. That's why he only plays special teams. You saw early this year, like out in Latrobe, everybody was talking about his speed and talking about how much he had improved and how he was getting sideline to sideline and really being effective. But they weren't telling you he wasn't fucking shorts, The guy wasn't in full pads doing that, Once those things started to happen, he fell off again, You got to be real careful with those early assessments in training camp, guys. And remember, a lot of people are just telling you some of this shit just get you hyped up so you watch their show, to be quite honest. So you got to really, really sort some of that stuff out and really just say to yourself, you know what, I'm not going to get overly hype on this until I start to see these players in a real padded environment, a real aggressive and live type environment. I don't want to see the shorts and a helmet and go, man, this guy's fucking improved over the offseason, man. He's done it all. He's looking great. He got speed. It's not real football, guys. Be honest with yourselves. All right, guys, I got to wrap it up. Oh, whoa. We almost had a disaster there, guys. Pardon me. Sorry about that. Holy shit, that was bad. Damn. We got to go back to the other thing, man. I've been trying to use this one, but it is what it is. All right, guys, we're going to get off here. Sorry about that. I about fucking crashed the whole studio down here. But we are going to get off of here. Thank you for joining us here on Steel City Live. Sorry if I didn't get to your chat question, but I try. But we will be back tomorrow, so make sure you jump in. Again, Wednesday, I'll be joined by Brian Hanley, Big B from Steelers Almighty. Make sure you join us for that show. You won't want to miss it. Also, this weekend, Sean should be able to join me, and we should have a blast for Super Bowl weekend. So make sure you are not missing a drop of the content here at Mike Drop Sports. So until tomorrow, my friends, I'm Jason. See ya. Peace. See you on the next one.